Hello, this is Mary Massey with IMT Realty. We're talking about property management services this morning. We're going through I would say, 10 questions you should ask a prospective property management company. Ideally, when you're looking for a property management company, you want to find a company that is pleasant but firm with their interactions with their tenants and owners, and that they're communicative but not aggressive. So I'm going to start going through my 10 questions that I would have for a prospective property management company. At the end of the video, you'll be able to download the questions. And then if you need any assistance or have any questions on other items that I didn't cover, feel free to reach out. So one of the first questions I would ask is, what are the various services that a property management company offers to their clients? So does it include collecting rents, paying bills, sending out late notices, making dunning phone calls for past due rents, starting evictions, maintenance inspections, and so on and so forth? The second question would be, how many rentals or condo units do they currently manage? So you don't necessarily want to go with a property management firm that is only managing a few units, because they're not going to have the experience or the systems that are going to, give you the best services possible. I would say the sweet spot would be anywhere from 200 to 600 units, because once you get above 600 units, if you're smaller, if you have a smaller portfolio, you might get lost in the shuffle and not get the attention you deserve. So it's important to ask that question so that you know if the firm is going to meet your needs, especially if you're a smaller investor. Third would be, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, the third question would be, what experience does your company owner have in managing properties? The reason that this is important is you don't want to necessarily use a property management company who's being run by an owner who's never done property management before. It's really just a business model for them, but they really don't have any experience or have never had their feet on the ground in the property management business. It's a tough business. It's not an easy business. It's not for the faint of heart. And I think to truly understand the ins and outs of the business and the challenges that come with ownership, property ownership and being on the tenant side, you really need to have the experience in property management. The fourth question would be, under what conditions can I cancel my contract? You don't want to be locked into a contract and doing business with somebody that is not servicing your needs. You want to know that you have an out clause, whether it be 30 days, 60 days, 90 days notice, for whatever reason. Typically, it's going to be at least a 1-year contract that auto renews. We do our contracts so that they are cancelable, if that's even a real word, after the first year on 45 days notice. So the fifth question would be, what are your management fees? So management fees vary. So in New York City, they could be 4 or 5% of the rent roll. In the suburbs of southeastern Connecticut here, it's usually 10% of the rent roll. And you want to know what those fees include. There are usually additional fees for rental fees. So typically here, what we do is we charge 1 month's rent as a rental fee to the owner. So if we rent an apartment, we will charge them a 1 month rental fee upfront. The sixth question would be, are there fees when there are no tenants occupying a property? So let's say that your property is a 3-family and you have 1 unit vacant. Are you paying a management fee based on that rental income, even though it's not coming in? The reason you want a contract that does not charge for vacant units is the property manager will have a vested interest in getting the unit rented. They're not going to have as much of a vested interest in renting the unit timely if they're getting paid a management fee on it anyhow. That would be my advice with that issue. The seventh question would be, does the property management company offer direct deposit to its owners? Meaning, so when your distribution comes due at the end of the month or however you have it set up, is it done by an ACH transfer? Is it the old-fashioned way of doing a paper check? What services do they have in place? With today's technology, I'd be looking for a company that has more advanced features with their banking system and their accounting system. The eighth question would be, how do you collect rents from tenants and how do you screen for tenants. This ties into the property management system that the property manager might be using or would be using. So we, for instance, use the Yardi system. So you want to know, does their system enable the tenants to get into a portal to see their rental history, pull up their lease at any time, send facilities maintenance requests through the system if they wanted to, and can the tenants pay online, either with a debit, credit card, or check. We also use what's called a whip system. So we give tenants who typically like to pay in cash, we will not accept cash, but we will give them a whips card. And any place that a utility bill is accepted and can be paid, you know what I mean, like Walmart or I don't know, sometimes Walgreens and drugstores where people can make utility bills, they can show the whips card and pay their rent in cash with the whips card, and it goes right into the owner's account. The ninth question would be, do you conduct property inspections and is there a fee for the service? You are selling yourself short if you're not hiring a property manager that does property maintenance inspections. There's usually an additional fee for this, but it's a fee well spent. It's going to keep your property in tip-top shape and you'll be ready for selling the property if your maintenance issues are addressed on a timely and ongoing basis. It will really mitigate any deferred maintenance issues that could turn into very big issues down the road. And the 10th question would be, do you mark up maintenance and repairs? So different property management companies handle repairs and maintenance in different ways. Some have in-house property maintenance divisions, others outsource to trusted vendors. Every property management firm treats that somewhat differently. My firm, we do not have an in-house maintenance staff. I don't personally believe in it. I think then a property management company, a property management company has a vested interest in finding work for that staff member or staff members so that their payroll is covered. I never want to be in that position. We have very strong relationships with trusted vendors in the community. So when I call a plumber at 3 a.m, I have a plumber that will pick up the phone or answer his text message and go out. But we don't mark up, and then we're not tied to trying to generate fees to cover payroll. I hope that makes sense. So those are the top 10 that I would definitely put on your list to ask a property management company. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is below. And if you like this information, you'd like to follow us on YouTube, feel free to click the link below. Thank you. Bye-bye.